Welcome to 𝗖𝗵𝗵𝗵, my dear doctors. This is the time in the inborn errors of metabolism. We are discussing the very important topic. The topic is fatty acid oxidation disorders. I know this is a little small topic, but of course for MCQ purpose this holds an importance. So what are the most important points I'll discuss with you regarding this in the fatty acid oxidation disorders. So please understand that in fatty acid oxidation, there are three things. One is of course the glutaric acidemia, next is the primary carnitine deficiency, and other is the medium-chain acyl-CoA dehydrogenase deficiency, MCAD enzyme deficiency. So one is glutaric acidemia type 1, next is primary carnitine deficiency, and third one is going to be medium-chain acyl-CoA dehydrogenase deficiency. So in the first one, glutaric acidemia, what happens is, and please understand that just like all other disorders, this is also autosomal recessive. And please understand, just like other inborn errors, this inborn error is also autosomal recessive. Whereas in glutaric acidemia, acid is just nothing else but the H positive ions, right? So because acid is nothing else but just the H positive ions, so just as I have told you that acid is just the H positive ions. So glutaric acidemia is having the which enzyme deficiency? Dehydrogenase deficiency. Okay, dehydrogenase deficiency is going to be there. So what is going to happen? There will be inability to break the lysine, hydroxylysine, tryptophan. All these can't be broken down, and because they can't be broken down, there will be increased amount of glutaric acid. So what we have to do? We have to give carnitine, because when we will give carnitine, this glutaric acid is going to get utilized. Okay, so what is important is there will be macrocephaly. So whenever there is macrocephaly, understand the closest, because macrocephaly of course is important. We think that macrocephaly and this answer can be cerebral palsy because they mimic, but you have to check that there is glutaric acidemia can also be there. Okay, when now you talk for the carnitine deficiency, now carnitine is something that is required for beta oxidation of fat. So in order to digest the fatty acids, we require the carnitine. So if there is no fatty acid, of course what is going to happen? There will be impaired fatty acid oxidation, and because there is no fatty acid oxidation, the fatty acids are going to get accumulated, and once the fatty acids are going to get accumulated, they are going to accumulate in the cardiac muscles, that is cardiomyopathy is going to happen. That's the progressive cardiomyopathy, that's the skeletal muscle weakness that is going to happen. So what we'll have to do? We have to give oral carnitine. Okay, oral carnitine is administered. And last but not the least is the medium chain one. So medium chain acyl-CoA dehydrogenase. So because the medium chain dehydrogenase is absent, there will be no beta oxidation. Understand, there will be defective beta oxidation of medium chain fatty acid. So then what is going to happen? Of course, because the fatty acids are getting accumulated, so what happens is, if there is prolonged fasting, what is going to happen? So understand, in normal conditions, of course, that's your glucose, that's the major supply of the oxygen, major supply of the nutrition is glucose. But when it comes to fasting, the body shifts its metabolism to fatty acids. Okay, fatty acids. So it's very simple to know, very simple to understand that after fasting, when fatty acids are required, so we have to oxidize the fatty acid in order to take out the energy. But what happens in this case? The medium chain fatty acids cannot be utilized. That's why after 12 to 16 hours, there is vomiting, lethargy, coma, seizures, all these things are going to happen. Okay, so what we have to give? We have to supply the dextrose so that the hypoglycemia is prevented. Okay, in chronic conditions, you have to understand that you have to avoid fasting. So this topic is actually not very important, but yeah, one time question can be asked for the MCQ purpose from this topic. So make sure that you read it thoroughly. Thank you so much. God bless you.